I'm looking forward today to hearing your views on visibility and scalability in the supply chain. Can you talk a little bit about what do you mean by visibility and scalability with some maybe some specific areas that you're focused on?
Sure. Thanks, Dustin. It's great to visit. It's a little bit damp here in Atlanta with 10 inches of rain over 5 days. Anyway, my current challenge is to assemble and deliver and install a pretty technical, expensive device into polymer plants. And there's a number of bottlenecks right now, from vendors to our shop assembling them to information from our customers in the customer order cycle. So what we're trying to do, getting to different levels of maturity. So we've installed a CRM system. We've got a lot better information and visibility into the sales cycle, budget cycle, decision-making cycle of our clients. So that's, we're a lot better at predicting closes from weeks to months to quarters. Used to be we think we're going to close this in 6 months. Now we can get it down to a quarter, and we're pretty close to getting them down to a month. As we understand that, we've built bills. We have engineering bills of material. We have assembly bills of material. We've built out lead times for every component. We have worked with vendors to get what they can assemble into subcomponents logically. What's their sweet spot for us? All of this is now shared and accessible from our team, from the sales team to the engineering team to the manufacturing team to the delivery team, now to our vendors. Meaning we can all log on and look at availability and look at orders and look at assemblies on order and assemblies in inventory. We're pretty thinly capitalized, so we're trying not to carry very much inventory. It's about a 12-week process with 60-day lead time. 12-week process once it's in the door to get it up and running at a client. Delivers big value for the client, so they want that shortened. 60-day lead times on parts. We want to cut the lead times on parts in half, and we want to shorten our assemble, test, and install time. We can do that with resources. We can add a few people. We can double up field engineers, okay? But we're seeing a lot of power by sharing orders earlier with vendors, making visible to vendors our financial plans and sales plans. We're in the middle of using that visibility to information, visibility to forecast. We've gotten another vendor involved and interested because these are big deals to them as well. So visibility, I'm using visibility very broadly. We're sharing information. We're making, ERP level transactions visible, but that's kind of baby steps. It's the second level of visibility to our sales cycle and our sales plans that's getting vendors interested in partnering with us more.
And
does that make sense?
And why do you, from your point of view, why is visibility and scalability important?
We cannot deliver to our investors on our promises, and we can't. We'll lose orders if we can't deliver. What's the situation we face is, and these are all very good problems. So you get into a global chemical manufacturer, and we test this thing out, do a proof of concept on one reactor. Well, the results are dramatic. Payback is in 6 months on the device, and these guys have 100 to 300 reactors where this could be deployed. So it goes from an order of 1 to a second order of 2 to a third order of 20. So it's not going one at a time, in other words. And we don't want to put ourselves in a position of saying, okay, well, we can deliver at 3 months ago, delivery times, we could do 20 in a year. We need to do 20 in a quarter, for instance, without investing a huge amount of money. We want to push things back into the vendors to get them to assemble, to get them to hold inventory. We want to do what we're good at, which is the science, which is the burn-in and testing and install and training. We want to keep that. That's what we're good at. And we're going to bring on more salespeople. But that visibility up and down the supply chain from the customer all the way back to the vendor makes the vendor go, well, wait, there really is 20, and there's a reason for me to play ball because they share all this information. It makes partnering real instead of just lip service.
Can you talk a little bit about how it's done in practice?
Very good question. I mean, this is person-to-person meetings. Now we've got about a 3.5 to 3.75 years of operations. Last year and a half, we've sold 4 of these devices. It has that is what has interested people. We've opened we've opened the kimono a bit to some of these vendors, but this is personal, face-to-face meetings, CEO, CFO, and occasionally the chief science officer. To get them in, it's almost like selling a venture capital deal. Here's our business plan. Here's our business case. This is why you should be very interested in partnering with us. Whether they're financing our inventory by building things and holding them in inventory, whether they're giving us better terms, it's all so far information exchange and trust. Showing them how another overused term, showing them how it's a win-win situation. We can deliver volume to them in a space they were not in, and it serves our purposes as well.
And thanks, Mike. Can you also share a brief background of yourself?
Me? I'm a longtime KPMG guy. I started in audit like 30 plus years. Started in audit many years ago, became an audit partner, switched to consulting in the early 90s. I've done everything from ERP implementations of a large scale to global shared services for Fortune 10 sized companies. Ended up building and leading some pretty large businesses for the consulting practice. Like I ran a 500 person, $125 million consulting business. Spent a lot of time with GE, spent a lot of time with UPS, and many others. I mean, interestingly enough, I started in mom and pop oil field service companies in the Louisiana oil field. So I know what it's like from both ends of the spectrum.
And thanks, Mike, for sharing today.
Fantastic. It's great to talk to you. It's always great to share. And I learn a lot from others who share, so I'm happy to share as well.